Hello, welcome to Insignia Investments. My name is Rupatim Dotto, and today I want to discuss with you 5 skills that are quintessential for any person who is walking out of a B school and joining his or her first job and probably in the role of a manager. Skills are the creative building blocks of our corporate lives. Without skills, we are just as good as a rock. Skills are what justifies the salaries that we draw. And there are 5 key skills that I personally believe have helped me reach to where I am today after 3 years of working as a corporate banker. The first skill is probably synonymous to God in any corporate setting. You will probably find these two things both in your boss's office as well as on his desk. That's God and a copy of Microsoft Excel. Now, Excel is so ubiquitous in the working industry that there is absolutely no industry division or probably firm where this software is not used. I personally believe it's the most efficient productivity software out there, especially if you have quantitative data driven ideas and you want to make some quick visual understanding of what's happening. So, if you are a person with some serious MS Excel chops and you know how to use all the keyboard shortcuts, you know all the fancy VLOOKUP stuff, you're really going to be the apple of your boss's eye. See, here's the thing, most bosses like to look at a lot of data and make conclusions out of it. No one likes to see raw data, polish it, clean it, and make it in a form where people can interpret it. That's a lot of work, but usually that's work that's reserved for low management people, so people who are just stepping out of a B school and joining a job. And if you're good at it, it makes the job of your boss, that is, to make some conclusions from the data, a lot easier and makes you much more palatable as a prospective mid management candidate. The second skill is a follow up to the first one. So, if you are really good at MS Excel and you add a second serious chop of MS PowerPoint, you're all set to reach mid management very, very quickly. So, here's the thing, MS Excel helps you kind of get a lot of data, make some serious sense out of it, but the visual representation of it in a format that is both appealing and easily understandable for the senior management, the tool for that is MS PowerPoint. So if you're good at PowerPoint, if you know how to edit and make really, really visually appealing PowerPoint presentations, it makes the job a lot easier for your boss to present those directly to senior management whose major task involves in taking a decision. So you start out with raw data, clean it, polish it, make it presentable, make some fair amount of adjustments for your boss who is in mid management to make some conclusions out of it. Put all of those conclusions in a very visually appealing format on MS PowerPoint and present it to senior management. And senior management can easily take a call on the data. So you see the flow of chain that's working here. That's the ladder of you climbing from lower management to mid management to top management. So the twin chops of MS Excel and MS PowerPoint. So the third key skill that any B schooler needs to know, and it's probably the most basic of skills, is human interaction. So you step into a new office, you don't know who's what and how to get things done. The best way to get things done is to ask someone. I know it's a very silly thing, and sometimes people feel like it's such a trivial job. Why will I bother someone with it? Why will I bother my boss with it? But here's the thing, if you don't talk to people, you will not be able to solve problems. The entire point of life is one person being able to help another person solve their problems. People get paid for that, and that is how the general economics runs. So the first thing to do, go to office, walk up to a person that you do not know and say, hello, hi, I'm new here. And trust me, 90% of the time, the person will give you verbal or physical clues as to understand which conversations to pick up and which conversations to leave. This way, you will find out that people have, if you even if you do not know them wholeheartedly, you know most people on the floor. And in case that one singular day arrives when you need to get one job done very quickly, this simple act of human interaction will serve you a lot of purpose and a lot of leverage. And these are the moments where you prove your worth to your boss. So human interactions is an absolutely essential skill if you want to really impress your boss. The fourth skill is called critical reasoning. I call it common sense. Now, why is it fourth and probably is the second most critical thing out there? See, here's the thing. When you were in B school or when I was in B school and I came up with an idea, I told it to my friends, and at times means they, even if they did not wholeheartedly agree with the idea, they kind of played along with it, just for the fact that, okay, let's not take extra pressure, let's not take extra time to get a simple task done. It's a presentation, it's a topic, he has come up with an idea, let's present it and let's be done with it, we'll get some grades. It's solely because of the fact that people are not incentivized for finding flaws in other people's logics. But in the corporate world, people are paid to find flaws in your ideas. So that's how the check and balance system in the corporate world works. So people will come at you very hard if your thought process is built on something called gut feeling, or something that you feel right from the center of your heart to be the absolute solution. You just can't go with gut feeling and your absolute conviction to tell people this is the route to be taken, because people will find flaws in it, tear that entire idea into 1,000 pieces, and you will be suffering from heartburn. And it burns. I've felt it firsthand. So what do? You come up with a simple concoction of logic. Always try to stick to data. Always try to build some conclusions out of that data, and try to come up with numbers. So if you're going to a next meeting where you have all the data on the sales targets that's to be achieved, the sales projections, the profit margins that are expected, the inventory cycle, the trader days, the receivable days, all these things taken together. So see, you'll have a lot of numbers, and usually what happens is there will be people in the meeting who will come up with that belief that, I am here to refute this idea, I am here to find flaws in that idea so that I can prove to my boss that I'm better than this candidate. If you come up with a lot of numbers, there is a very high chance, irrespective of how intelligent the person across the table is, processing that much number verbally and on the go is so difficult that most of the people will not be able to do it. And even if someone is able to kind of find flaws in the number concoction that you have come up with, those will be very, very minor. And at that point of time, your strategy should be to accept those flaws, implement the changes, and present the idea as a whole. Even in that scenario, you will earn the laurel instead of the other person who found the flaw, because it was nearly perfect with some hits and misses. So your boss will appreciate you for coming up with the data-driven idea. Stick to data, be critical, and use your common sense. And the final skill that I think is absolutely essential and is probably lacking from most places where my friends work, that's what I feel, very personal feeling about it, is called commitment. So never make promises that you cannot deliver upon. Do not tell your boss that, I'll deliver this thing tomorrow if you really don't feel that you can deliver it within, like, let's say, today evening. If you are not sure of the timeline yourself, do not commit to timelines. If you're not sure of being available for that much amount of time, do not commit to be available. If you are not sure that you can deliver a certain quality of work, do not commit about the quality of work that you're going to be delivering. So what that does, it kind of untangles all the little threads that you had put together to create your image. So what happens is you are good at MS Excel, you're good at PowerPoint, you're critically thinking about your work, and you have great human interaction skills, but your commitments are like outright lies. You never deliver. It's gonna ruin all those 4 skills and you're gonna be left with a null. So here's the thing, make commitments that you can keep. Once you can keep the commitments, start working on things like using your common sense, your logic to build statements, conversations, drive meetings. Talk to people, have human interaction, and eventually try to make a visual presentation of all the data and all the ideas that you have into a great PowerPoint presentation. It's a sure shot concoction to being your boss's favorite, succeeding at your workplace, and as well as climbing to higher management positions. That is all from my side for today. My name is Rupratin Datto. If you like this video and you like this kind of content, consider subscribing to the channel, hitting the like, and also try and share these with your friends. Maybe they'll also find it helpful. These are my experiences from my B school life and my working life. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Happy investing in yourself.